back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. A big welcome back to all my beautiful returning subscribers. As always, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for your beautiful comments. Thank you for everyone who especially has reached out to Instagram recently and DM'd me because of the scammer that's going around Instagram pretending to be the Tarot Cottage. I'm not the first, I won't be the last, and I'm sure they're going to circulate around again. So please protect yourself, and a big thank you to everyone who has reached out to me. I'm trying to get them banned from Instagram, but it's a very slow process. And a big welcome to everyone who has recently subscribed. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for your presence on this channel. A special thank you to everyone who's dropped comments below. And if you have recently dropped a comment, be sure to hit your notification bell and be sure to check those notifications because I'm waiting back to hear from one of my winners. So be sure to check your notifications in case you were chosen. If you're here for the very first time, please join us. We have a beautiful soul family here. We would love to have you be a part of it. So pull up a chair, get cozy, and we'll have a little chat because we're all friends here when we gather together. And if you're interested in receiving a chance to win a free reading with me, be sure to drop your comment below and be sure to hit your notification bell as well because I would love to read for you. But for today's pick a card topic, we're looking at the person on your mind and what do they wish they could say to you today, right this moment. No filter. What do they wish they could say right this second? We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile 1 here with the yellow flower and the Can You Hear Me card. Hand on hip. It's like impatiently waiting. We have the perfect key with the red flower. A little closer look here. And we have To the Moon and Back with the blue flower for pile number 3. Whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, you may be attracted to multiple piles. My timestamps are listed below. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1 today. Again, our topic is all about the person on your mind and what are they wishing that they could say to you right this moment. Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You are drawn to the yellow flower. Or to the Can You Hear Me card, and this is your reading. What does the person on your mind wish they could say to you right this moment? You can see the hand on hip. As I said, her body is a shell, which means there's a lot of secrets down here that we can't see that they want to bring to the surface. And there's this feeling of isolation and loneliness and almost a cry for help. Somebody who wants to talk to you very desperately, is perhaps waiting, wanting you to kind of reach out to them, even though they have the opportunity. She has a conch, is that what they're called, in her hand to sound an alarm if they choose to, but it's like they're waiting for you to say something, and they're feeling it's a cry for help, this energy. So let's see, what do they wish that they could say to you right now today? What are they dying to tell? Pile number 1, please, their person. We have the Page of Cups. The very first thing that they really want to say to you is that they want something fresh and new with you, that they want to pop into your experience unexpectedly. And they would love to have a new chance to try again, is what I'm hearing. If we could just have a do-over. Because they also want to say that it's taking them a lot longer than they expected to clear you out of their system and to get over you. Essentially, that they think about the past all of the time, and it's almost this like request of like, do you think about it too? Does it slow you down at all? Because it slows me down. And the Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's trying to forward march. It's somebody who's trying to make momentum in their life, but it's a very slow moving energy. And even here you can see that they're standing still completely. They're not even in motion. And there's a feeling of like, I can't move forward. As much as I know logistically I probably should, I just can't seem to shake off this energy. We have the 3 of Wands. They also want to communicate in this moment that it's not over. It's still not over for them. And they would love to, in a perfect world, to bring this into some sort of expansion. There's this desire to explore with you, to travel with you. They've fantasized about that. It's like they wish that they could take you on a trip. And there's a special significance with October for some reason coming through with this 3 of Wands as well. I'm just peering at the very top of her head. And there's a little tiny pumpkin up there. So there's a really strong emphasis on October for some reason. So take that as it resonates. They could be a Libra energy, maybe a special birthday or some sort of interesting anniversary. And they want you to know that even though it appears like they don't care with their actions or their inactions, especially even in the past. If they turn their back on their emotion, it's not the truth of the situation. There is, honestly, it feels like deep love, and it feels like it came from a place of innocence, and now there's been evolution. It's like there could have been a lot of time between the two of you being able to see each other, for instance, because they're saying I've grown, I've matured, and so has my awareness, and I realize now sort of what I left behind. It's almost like they're mad at themselves a little bit too. As much as they're feeling this annoyance of like, where are you? Why aren't you reaching out to me? The truth is that they're mad at themselves for the decisions that they've made. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Death energy with the Three of Cups. And they're saying, you know, I know I should move on. Look at how sad she looks going through that cycle. It's like, I know that I should move on. I know I should close the chapter on this situation, but I just can't shake you. And there's a deep sense of like missing my friend. It's like, I really miss my friend, and I miss the times we had over here. And I wish that I had sort of come up out of the blue and told you that I was interested in something a little bit more, but I was too scared to do so. And so now they're upset at themselves. And sometimes when they go through that process of emotional upheaval, they'll point the finger at you too, and they'll say, why didn't you act? Why didn't you say something to me? But the truth is that they're just mad at themselves, and they don't want to release. They don't want to release at all. There's an emphasis on you not needing anybody, and you not sort of you being on this pedestal. It's like, you don't need me. You don't need me in your life. But I want you to want me in your life. And there's even an emphasis on fertility here too. So there could be a sort of a family cycle that is opened up for you or this person. So please take that as it resonates. What are they dying to say, please, to pile number one? With the Knight of Pentacles. They also want to say that right this moment, they can't pop out of the blue because they have a lot of responsibilities that they're focused on. And they care about those responsibilities. Like, this is a responsible person. This is a good person. They've got a good heart. And that's the problem, is that they've got a big heart. This person has a big heart, and they're like, it belongs to you. But I can't, I have to turn my back on that right now because I've got so many things on my plate, and I've invested in a lot of different things. But there's this pressure building inside of me to communicate with you because I can't stop looking in the rearview mirror. We have the Ten of Pentacles, which can indicate family units. Again, a family cycle opening up with children. So take that as it resonates. And the truth is that they're telling me that they've been burdened by this, like it's not just a singular event of thinking about you, it's a habit, because they're taking all of these sparks, and the truth is at the end of this spark is a diamond, because at the end of this flame, it's a recognition that you're not like everybody else, and they want to acknowledge that. It's not just a spark, it's not just an intense attraction, there's more here. You're this diamond. You're the diamond. And it makes me think of that Demi Lovato song is going through my mind, that I was your ember and now you're my burning flame, or something like that. Or now you're my shade of gold. Page of Pentacles. And they also say that they think about reaching out to you, and sort of secretly they think about reaching out to you. But it's like a can of worms being opened up, because they wonder if you're even interested in some sort of reunion. They don't want to wreck anything that you're going through. They don't want to intrude in anything, because they really value your position and they respect it. I feel a lot of respect coming from this person. Respect for you, respect for your environment, whatever you're going through right now, a lot of respect for you, and they don't want to impede on that. But it's like they want to know, are they alone here? Are they alone in the damage that's been done? Are they alone in the loss mentality? Are they alone in the fact that there's unfinished cycles between the two of you? And they really want to know that. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. And it's kind of like they're torturing themselves a bit with this talk, because they're like, what could we have built together? Could we have had this environment together? Could we have had the Ten of Pentacles together? It's like they're torturing themselves with this belief system. Do they wish they could say right now, today? The timing just wasn't right for us in the past. And it wasn't that the timing wasn't right. That's what they tell themselves to placate this feeling. The truth is that the timing could have been perfect, but they were too afraid to implement the change. And it's like there's this feeling of like, I wish that I had awareness that I had. It's like I wish I knew then what I know now. I replay our conversations over and over in my mind. I am very grateful for you, and I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. They wouldn't change their attraction for you. And that's kind of a beautiful thing. They're like, I wouldn't change the love that I feel. I know that I maybe can't create change now. And maybe I should move on, is what they're saying. I should move on. But I wouldn't change a thing about how I feel about you, because it's permanent. And it almost makes me feel very kind of bittersweet. But it is time for me to heal now. But I wish that I could feel that way again. You just represent such a beautiful time in their life, and they miss their friend. I keep hearing that I miss my friend, and they don't want to intrude. They say, I will wait for a sign from you. It's not over for me, but I'm going to wait for a sign from you so that I can act accordingly. What do they wish that they could say? You have here, very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And they wish that they knew where your mind was at. They want to know, it's like they want to pick your brain a little bit. It's like, where are you sitting in life? How are you feeling about that position? How do you feel about me? How do you feel about us in the past? It's like they want to pick your brain. That's what I keep hearing. And pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And they keep going back to the respect and to the fact that they will not interfere. That's why they will not come forward, they say. I will not interfere with what you are going through. I am being very patient, and I will wait for a sign from you. Here's the Eight of Swords, and there's the Temperance reverse. They feel stuck. They feel like they can't move forward towards you because they're waiting for that sign. Back of the deck says, heart-to-heart conversations. It's like honestly discuss your feelings with each other, and that's what's been missing all along. That was what perhaps your angels and guides have been urging the two of you to do in the past of this connection. And now that missed opportunity is kind of, it's like the elephant in the room kind of laying in the balance. We have courage, a journey either physical or mental. And they just said, you know, I thought it would be easier to get older or to get over you. We have the older woman. It's like, I thought it would be easier to walk away. Dealings or relationship with an older woman. And so they may have moved into a new cycle, or now they're acknowledging that there has been time between the two of you. But they still have such love and deep affection and caring for you. You will always, always have a special place in their heart. June is very significant to this connection. And we have Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. And the Stork is waiting patiently. And that's what this person keeps saying, is that I'm waiting for a sign from you. I will not interfere. But I wish that I could talk to you today. In a perfect world, we could talk right this moment. Get some message cards here from your person. What do they wish they could say right this moment? If they could say anything, what would they say right this moment, please? We have, did you ever feel the same way about me? Were we on the same page? Did you want to be more than friends? Because they keep talking about the friendship between the two of you. There's no going back now. They understand that they can't make changes to the past. So they just have to sort of sit and wait. I'm waiting for your call. And you can even see here, it's like someone waiting, hand on hip, just waiting for your call. Waiting, and it says, are you in love right now? So they may know about a practical position that you're in, but they're like, how are you feeling emotionally there? Are there entanglements in the environment that you're in? You intimidate me, and you always have. And not because you're an intimidating person, but because they've applied so much sort of desire to an energy to this situation. What are you doing right this moment? And they're wondering about that. It's like, I wish we could talk right now. What are you doing? What's been going on in your life? It's like, catch me up. They want reunions. They want to be with their friend again. My attraction to you is way more than physical. And back of the deck says, I want you to know that I remember every detail of you. Beautiful messages from your person, pile 1. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. If their person could say anything to them right now, what would they say to them at this very moment? We have the King of Wands reversed, the Hanged Man, and we have the Moon reversed. they've been dreaming about you, and they've had these sort of breakthroughs in their dream when it comes to you. But they've had kind of surrendered to the weight, surrendered to all of these thoughts. They're very relaxed in these thoughts of you because they think about you often, and they're really not sort of gearing up to take action, because the King of Wands is reversed. So they're not prepared to take action. They're not feeling confident enough to do so because they don't want to wreak havoc in your life. Pisces, and we have a nursing cap, so there could be a nurse amongst us. We have here the triangle. I think of mountainous energies or obstacles in between, third party at times, so take that as it resonates. We have the curled shell, which is the high priestess, which is secrets that are sitting in the end of that shell, and it's very mirrored energy towards your card that you chose, pile 1. Starfish energy, somebody who is trying to heal and go into a healing cycle. We have a little girl on a bicycle, a little child on the bicycle, so decisions or choices that we did not make in childhood or in our youth. And we have Aquarius, healing energy, refocus. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I'd love to hear your story in the comments section, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of our soul family if you're not already subscribed. If you have subscribed and you've dropped me a comment below, be sure to check your notifications, because I may have chosen you for the free reading, and I'm waiting to hear back from that winner, and then I will choose another one. So be sure to drop your comment below and hit your notification bell if you would like to be entered for one. I also offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below. But I hope you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2, you were drawn to the red flower, or you're drawn to the perfect key card, and this is your reading. What does the person on your mind wish they could say to you today, right this moment? The perfect key is all about the secrets that we keep. You can see the heart here is locked, so secrets that they kept to themselves, that they perhaps are really regretting that they kept those secrets to themselves at this moment as well. This is number 29, which breaks down to an 11, which is somebody who wishes that they could be in a relationship with you and wishes that they had taken certain actions towards you too. So let's see how this influences their message to you. What do they wish they could say to pile 2 at this very moment, please? They may feel sort of empowered to speak to you because of that red flower that you were drawn to even. And you can see the bird perched on the shoulder. And even if you look, it almost looks like a number 4, the shoulder, which is like this insecurity of like, this is what I want to say, but I'm afraid to kind of take flight and really let you in. But what do they wish they could say right this moment to pile number 2, please? We have the 3 of Wands. Starting out with the desire for expansion. So really wishing that this had moved into a different cycle, wishing that they had taken more action towards you, because it's like they fell short of really flying through that 4 of Wands gateway. And it's like, that's where I could have celebrated, was if I had kind of actually taken action here. Because they feel like there's something fated about your connection, or you set yourself apart from from other people or from other connections here. And they also are wondering in this present moment whether or not you would want to hear from them. Because they really think about like fresh opportunities, the ability to have a fresh new start with you, and whether that's even possible. Here's the King of Swords. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Back of the deck is the Fountain, and this is an extra card in the Fountain Tarot here, which talks about sort of a reserved wait and see mentality of like, I'm just retreating. There's nothing that can be done in this moment because I'm retreating and I'm just waiting to see what can happen. We have the Judgment energy as well. And the Judgment is them really speaking about how they're thinking about you constantly, and they're judging harshly themselves. They've thought about the past. They know where they went wrong. They wish that they could have another opportunity, but I feel like they can't. Here's the Tower, the Ace of Wands showing itself. It's like, I wish I could have another opportunity, but I know I just can't because of some practical concern. Now the 3 of Swords, because I'm dealing with collective energy, can mean a lot of different things. It can mean heartbreak. It can mean obstacles in the way that feel really insurmountable that aren't. It can mean other people. It doesn't have to, but it can. So take that as it resonates to your situation. We have the Page of Cups. Because they're like, I think about reaching out to you all the time. It's like, how would I be received if I reached out to you out of the blue unexpectedly? Would you receive me well? because sometimes their intuition kind of pulls them in that regard. They think about sounding an alarm and making some sort of proclamation to you. And it's like, but it's almost like you can see she's rising out of the coffin. It's like, I'm coming back from the dead. It's like, would I be well received? Do you even remember me? Because their mind, they get insecure enough that they think that you don't remember them sometimes. And you may have gone to school with this person. That could be where you met them, but they are very much aware of what's going on in your life, because they're trying to watch you. They're trying to keep tabs on you, which could sometimes influence them to reach out, because they say that when I see you online, I want to reach out to you. I feel impulsive to do so. But that could be why they see the insurmountable situations, or they see the obstacles in place, because they are keeping tabs on you online. And they want you to say too, they want to say that they act really victorious, and they act really confident when it comes to if other people mention you, for instance, or if thoughts of you float in and they are in a group of people and they can't really react. They act super confident, but that doesn't mean that they feel that confidence, because this confidence is supporting the Three of Swords. It's like it's like all the energy I can take not to react when someone says your name, because they care about you quite a bit. It's like they're afraid to say that they love you, though. They're afraid to say those words for some reason. We have here the Queen of Swords. Back of the deck is the Temperance and the Moon. And I just heard we could have been so great together. That's what I heard. And I'm even hearing that song, we could have been so good together. I'm hearing that song too. The Temperance energy is somebody who they want to reunite with you. They're just trying to go through the motions in life right now, and they think about you and what could have been even in a physical sense with you too. That's coming forward. It's like, I wish that we had explored that pathway a little bit more, because you may have touched on that in the past, Spirit says. You may have sort of touched on a little bit of a physical action or taken some sort of little leaps of faith there, but they're like, we could have taken that so much farther, and I was just too scared to. And there's this proclamation of like, I was going to take action soon. Like, I was going to take action soon, when all of a sudden this turn of events came and I lost my chance, or I lost my opportunity. We have here heart-to-heart conversations are necessary. This came in pile 1 as well. And getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves, your bond will deepen. And this is an interesting card to be pulled, because you were drawn to the perfect key. And it's like, I never let you in. I never let you into my mind. I never let you into my inner sanctuary where all of my true feelings were. And I should have. I wish that we'd had a conversation, and I wish that we could have a conversation today. Stay optimistic about your love life. They don't want to give up the hope. They're trying to stay focused, but and they would love another opportunity to speak to you, but they're not sure how possible that is. And it's like there's an equal energy between the two of you. So you may find that you guys are living parallel energies where you're experiencing some similar obstacles. This Three of Swords could mean the same thing for both of you. Other dynamics, other contracts, for instance. There is this desire for them. They wonder if you want to talk to them. Like, do you want to talk to me too? Are you watching me as well? And they think that you might be. They think that you might be actually feeling the exact same way as them. That you were perhaps holding the same insecurities. We have here Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. And they also are saying, I see things clearly now. I see things clearly now about how I felt, about my actions, about my inactions, and that torch is still burning, and I wish that I could implement change to it. We have February being significant. Strong emphasis on Aquarius. What do they wish they could say to pile number 2 right this moment, please? It says, be careful, do not take risks, and a long journey will either leave you physically or mentally more stable at the end of the day and wiser at the end. So there's endurance here. It's like, I've been missing you for a really long time. and I can't do anything about it at this moment because there's this big obstacle in the way, and it could be very risky if I do so. So I can't take that risk because I'm trying to be careful, or I'll lose a part of my position, or I'll lose something that I've invested in. So the Fountain is really sort of the surrender of the Hanged Man at the same time as it is a watch and wait and see mentality, because it's asking us to wait and see what comes down the line. It's like, I feel like it's not over. And that's what they feel like. They're like, I wonder if this is over, because it doesn't feel over. It feels like there's still momentum here. And this person is sort of trying to find joy in the journey until there's this eventual reunion, because it's like they almost expect it. They almost expect a reunion to come in. What do they want to say to pile number 2 right now? I dream often about the life that we almost had and built together. Because I keep hearing that song, we could have been so good together. And then there's that part of that song that says maybe it's better this way, but they're not sold on that yet. The distance between us is killing me. What do they want to say right this moment to pile number 2, please? I am forever yours. And there is a certain amount of sort of camaraderie. You could both be air signs potentially, but there's a certain amount of partnership with the King and Queen of Swords here. Something is holding me back. Coming up over the 3 of Swords. Something, someone, a situation, obstacles. But I do still fantasize about you. And it says I'm coming in the reverse, because I don't feel like they're going to take action necessarily, especially in the present energy or in the near future. I don't think they're going to take action. There's a holding force here at the King and Queen of Swords, because I feel like both of you are sort of inhibited to take action at this present moment. What do they want to say to pile number 2 right this moment, please? I sometimes wonder if you even care. And I think we should see other people. So the 13 energy with there could be third party here. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. They're emphasizing this death energy. It's like this cycle, if we want it to open up, I know that we're going to have to perhaps close off old cycles. And that's really scary, because that's the huge monumentous change. And they're really terrified of that. But they're also, I feel like they're also terrified of kind of losing this attachment. And I need more balance. They're also saying that they have a lot on their plate right now, and I feel like they're even working multiple jobs, if I'm honest. I feel like they have multiple jobs that they're working, and they're talking about how they know they can't approach you right now. There's just not an opportunity to approach you at this moment, but they would like to. They would like to talk to you again, and they may have intentions to eventually make some sort of plan to communicate with you. You have so many choices and options. It says maybe, and I need time for me. So yeah, they're indicating that they really have this intention, this desire to ultimately bridge this gap. It's not over. It's not over, they say. It's not over until you say it's over, until they communicate that with you. It says you hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. It's like you perhaps didn't take action either. You never spoke. It's very paralleled energy. You may feel very similarly as this person feels towards you, because if they didn't take action, perhaps you didn't take action. Both of you sat here wanting to get to know each other better, wanting to expand this connection, but perhaps never took action in that regard. So there is regret surrounding that. What do they wish they could say right this moment to pile number 2? I try not to miss you, and I wish I was better at it. And it hurts my heart to hear your name. And I feel like they do. You could have a mutual friend, because it's the second time that message has come up. It's like, even when I hear your name, I pretend I don't react. You would never guess that I still think about you, because I'm really good at wearing masks. They're really good at their poker face. But I want to hold your hand. There's innocence about this connection. Cat and mouse game. And I felt an instant connection with you. They're acknowledging that in the past you guys may have been a little bit too flirtatious and not enough action driven. And we have here, I'm trying to move forward, doing my best to stay focused on my journey. But we have so much left unsaid between the two of us. We have so much to go over. Not just what has happened in the disconnect, but just everything that was said and not said in this connection. It says they were only 3 little words, but I was too scared to say them. Too scared to say I love you. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 2. Charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. Advice for pile 2 in the bowl. What was they like to say to pile 2? Oops. Ace of Wands. They're very frustrated at themselves. They're very frustrated with the decisions that they've made when it comes to this situation and the delays that they've experienced. They're like, logically, I realize now that I'm kind of deserving of this. Like, I manifested this situation. I manifested the disconnect because I made ridiculous decisions in the past of this connection. And now they're like, I want to right those wrongs. I wish that we could communicate so that I could bring everything back into a balance. And there's a certain amount of like responsibility that they're taking on their end. We have the letters O and K and Z and C. I feel like there could be dreaming energy coming in. We have Hello Kitty. I think about youth. I think somebody who thinks really highly of you and someone who didn't have the strength in their youth. We have a screwdriver, and that's really sort of a wrench in their plans, or like a benchmark of failure here. It's like they didn't trust their intuition. We have Libra energy. We have Made with Love. I think of children. We also have the little tree with the circle. So I think about family units. A connection written in the stars, and the Knight of Swords. But a Libra energy in their youth who didn't take action because they're afraid of the consequences. And then there's also a divine feminine energy here that's very sad for the same sort of reasons. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. If it did, please drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. And if you have recently written a comment below, be sure to check your notifications in case you were chosen for the winner of this month's free reading. I also offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope that you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the blue little flower and to the moon and back card, and this is your reading. What does the person on your mind wish they could say to you right this moment? So what are they dying to say? What do they want to say to you today? To the moon and back is all about longing. And there's this sense of like uncertainty. She's sitting upon the crescent moon. There's 2 birds that are perched. So it's like there's an equal, I feel like an equal balance between the 2 of you of wanting to communicate potentially, but there's also this uncertainty that lies in the balance as well. She looks nervous. She looks worried about, it's like she's sitting on the edge of her seat. And she's even made of a wing, which means that she could take off and fly anytime she wanted to, but there's just this worry of like, how am I going to be received? Do they even want to hear from me? So there's an anxiousness about this card that's coming through. So let's take a look and see the person on your mind. What do they wish that they could say to you right this moment? What do they wish that they could tell you today? For pile number 3. We're starting with the Wheel of Fortune. And this card is all about connection and about sort of the plans that we make before we even come down here to have this human experience. It's also about strokes of luck, and sometimes it even speaks about a little bit of stuckness. So we'll see. We have the 4 of Cups, and it's definitely about feeling stuck here with the 4 of Cups. And even in the background of this card, you can see there's a blue jay that's sitting on that water fountain. And blue jays are very vocal. They're very loud as they take off and fly. And yet that bird is very quiet. It's receding. It's in the background. And 4 of Cups in general can really speak about a helplessness. It's like they don't feel like they have any power to create change. So this person really wants to communicate to you that they want to speak to you. It's like they really want to speak to you, but they feel like they're stuck and they can't. And even as I look at the mint, I'm just thinking about peppermint and what it sort of soothes, soothes our anxious stomach sometimes and soothes anxiety. And so there's a sense of this person being really nervous when it comes to thinking about reaching out to you. So they want to communicate that I want to speak to you, but I'm just scared. How am I going to be received by you? Because I'm still holding on, And I'm worried that the bloom has fallen off the rose. That's what I just heard. You can see all the dried flowers hanging here in the balance. And wildflowers in general are all about renewals and romances. And this person really wishes to bring that forward again. It's like, I want to have you back. And I'm still holding on to all of the memories that we shared together. But there's still that anxious, they keep saying, I'm worried that the fire in you has gone out. It's like they're not aware of how you feel, even though I feel like there's definitely a equality here. It's like, it's interesting because it's being shown as an equal feeling, but also equal uncertainty from both of you. So it's like, it's like you're crossed. It's like imbalance, 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 imbalance. And it's kind of like when you're looking for someone in the mall and the mall's in a circle. It's like if you're over here and they're over here and you're both walking in the same direction, you'll never ever cross paths. And so you'll feel like you're constantly missing that person. And that's what it feels like. It just feels like you're both kind of in the same boat here. Because they say that there's so much that's been left unsaid between the two of you. And it sort of lies in the balance. Even the potential between the two of you lies in the balance. And there's a definite similarity here with the stonework between the Wheel of Fortune and the World. And then here's the Nine of Swords. There's the worry, the anxiousness. There is this fear that they have kind of lost you in a permanent sense coming as well. Three of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. And there's this feeling of the necessity for flexibility when it comes to them stepping outside of their comfort zone to make contact, because they want communication, and they keep saying that I really want to speak with you. But I don't know if you feel the same way, and they're overthinking it. They're definitely overthinking it. They're scared. But there is a really good sense here of you meaning, there's the Two of Cups, of you meaning the world to this person. Literally, you could be an air sign, an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. There's almost this feeling of like, are you mad at me? That's something they want to bring forward and want to say to you. Are you still mad at me, or are you mad at me? Or how do you feel about me? Because the Queen of Swords reversed can feel very cold and very unapproachable. So somebody who may feel a little bit intimidated by you as well. They also want to say that they feel like they missed an amazing opportunity to be in a relationship with you. And if they were in a relationship with you, they're saying that that was like the benchmark of their life. It's like the benchmark of their failure, because it's now in this separation. We have the Five of Swords. They are also, and this may not resonate with everyone, but there's an energy coming forward saying that they are sorry for any conflicts that they may have been at the root of, or arguments or any sort of disagreements, or just times when you would have butted heads in the past. They're sort of regretful for how they handled those types of situations, because they handled them poorly, because they didn't want to come out looking like a loser in that situation. It's like they were afraid to look bad. And so they're sorry. They're sorry about that. Five of Pentacles. And again, there's two people on the scene feeling lost, feeling separated. And they want to say that they're still holding on, and they're wondering if you're in that same boat. And do you ever think about me as well? Or have you moved on? That's what I just heard. Have you moved on? As I just looked at her clutching her cloak, trying to trudge forward, leaving this poor soul behind. It's like, have you moved on? You have the Eight, because I cannot. Now it's like this overthinking cycle that they have kind of put themselves through. It's a little bit torturous. It's a smidgen close to depression, I feel like. And there's an exhaustion. It's like they're very sad about it, about the separation, and there's an exhaustion here. We have the Four of Cups, and we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. And they're also communicating here again with the Four of Cups coming through about how they don't even know how to stop this overthinking cycle. It's like they don't know how to stop the persistent thoughts of you, and they wish that they could communicate that. It's like, I think about you too much. And they are saying that they probably think about you more than they're entitled to, or more than they should. And they would love to sort of make an opportunity to speak to you, or to clear out this clutter, or to release, but it's like I don't know how to do it. I don't know, I can't commit to that at this moment because I don't know even how to do it. How do I move on from this? And they're struggling with that. Here's the Five of Cups. It's like they feel kind of stuck in that mourning period. And they say that they're stuck with a lot of what ifs that kind of drive them a little bit crazy. It's like, what if I had just taken, a plunge? What if I had taken a risk? What could we have had? Because it lies up in the air, and there is a lot of sadness surrounding this person in this present moment, because there's that overthinking. They wish that they could kind of formulate a new plan, but it's like they can't even get to the sunrise. It's like they're in a very dark place with the Nine of Wands, and they're in that holding pattern. And they want to let you know that they're in a pretty dark place in this moment when it comes to this attachment. It's not that they're in a bad place overall. They're, working and living, and, but when it comes to this attachment, when it comes to this thought process, they just don't know how to release it. Even though they're logically, they're telling themselves, I probably should release it. They're like, I don't know how to do that. So it's not exciting energy that they're feeling, because it's like they were so close yet so far away from what they wanted. And that's what it feels like. I was so close yet so far away. And that feels like nothing has changed. What do they want to say right now to pile 3? We have the Wall, misunderstanding. And there was the emphasis on a conflict that you may have had with this person. We have a wish is granted. And they do have a wish to see you again. And they almost wonder if they hope that it's fated. That's what they keep saying. I hope that this is fated, that we will see each other again. And I'm sorry that I was a stubborn and aggressive person in the past, or if I micromanaged conversations or micromanaged conflicts. It was only because I was stubborn. And I see the error of my ways now. I will say, with the Success reversed, it's like the Star reversed. They're acknowledging an arrogance in the past, and they're acknowledging the helplessness that they feel in the present. It's not a true helplessness. I will say that these prisons of our mind will steal our joy and steal our focus and steal our intent. It's not true helplessness. It's just their perspective in the present moment, because these are messages from this person that they want to tell you today. So today they're having a bit of a bad time with it, a hard time with it. We have firecracker excitement. And they feel a frustrating delay in that. They're saying, I'm really frustrated that we never had the opportunity to enter into a really fiery connection, because I feel like that could have been really exciting. And we have your older man, dealings a relationship with an older man. And they're also saying that I've grown. I am more self-aware. I understand where I went wrong. I understand this connection more fully as well. And I had no idea. Handshake, a meeting with a stranger it says a meeting with a stranger could be important. I had no idea that this would turn into what it turned into on that first day. I had no idea the day that I met you that you would be an integral part of my life and my experience all this time, even throughout the separation. And now that they've sort of aged and evolved, like they had no idea that this would be such a huge impact, and that you would have such a huge impact still. What do they wish they could say to pile 3 today? We have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world, and forgiving and learning. They want forgiveness. They keep bringing up this idea of needing forgiveness from you. So please take that as it resonates. And there's a sense of wishing that they could kind of be alone with you too. They're like, I wish that we could sit together and we could be alone and we could have a conversation so that we could clear all of this up. So I could feel better, because it's like they feel really bad about something that happened. We have make the effort. Great love is worth the steps you're guided to take. And this is really mirroring for me this page of Pentacles for some reason, with the flexibility. It's like they need to be more flexible, and there's a recognition of that even from their higher self, about seeing things from a better perspective in order to create the change that they want to see, because they want to see you again. And they're hoping that that's a turn of events that just happens, that the universe has it preordained, not realizing, because they're in this state of despair, that ultimately they have to be that force to create that momentum. Let's get some message cards from this person. What do they wish they could say to pile number 3 right this moment? I do want to reconcile with you. The separation is not something that they are interested in maintaining. You have here, you really have been by my side, and I see that, and I cherish you for that, because even if there has been a separation, they are acknowledging that you've never been very far from their mind, pile 3. You've sort of tagged along on all of their journeys, and that could even be reminiscent to the moon and back. It's like, no matter where I go, no matter what happens, there's always going to be a piece of you with me. I've been putting myself first, and I'm seeing that's only hurt me more. So anytime that they put themselves first in arguments and conflicts, they thought they were winning the battle, but they ultimately lost the war, the emotional war. So that, again, the idea of wanting some sort of or bringing an apology forward. And this could even be for things that they didn't do, that they should have done. We have give me a chance. I have inner childhood wounds, and they're coming forward with this belief of why they acted the way that they acted in the past, or why they didn't act the way they should have in the past. And they're sort of, I don't want to say they're passing the buck, but they are saying that, you know, the way that they were raised, or something that happened to them when they were young may have impacted how they applied force towards your connection, or what they said and did in the past of this connection. Wishing for a little bit of leeway, or hoping that you'll see it from a lighter perspective so you don't judge as harshly for some of the conflicts. I have been receiving your telepathic messages, and it says I'm going to take action, but I'm just planning my approach. And there is this Page of Pentacles that is looming. It keeps coming back to my awareness, and it's all about connection and communication and opportunity. And you can see there's reeds are being sort of applied in a flexible way, because Spirit says that they won't stay in this funk forever, and they may have intention of coming towards you with some of this communication. Oops. Pile 3's person, what do they wish they could say at this moment? I don't react when people mention your name, because it's just too hard. And they have sort of been driven by the ego in the past. I bury myself in work so that I can forget you. I am becoming a better person. And I do feel that this person has evolved definitely from this 5 of Cups, or 5 of Swords, because we moved into the 5 of Cups. And if they were guarded and cold in arguments or conflicts in the past, they've melted. Like, they've melted into kind of a big pile of mush when it comes to that perspective now. So they have changed and evolved. The timing just wasn't right for us. And my life is not together as it seems. So in the present, their life is not feeling great today. I remember every detail of that day, and I do look for you everywhere. It's almost like they're trying to like manifest you in a physical form in some way. Let's get a couple of little written message cards before we do your charm pull, pile 3. What we need to talk is coming out. What would they like to say to pile number 3 today? This connection right now is too intense for me, because I am drowning in my desire for you. Your capacity for love is huge. But I am being driven by responsibility right now. So there may be reasons why they have to delay at this moment. I just saw missing you comes in waves. Tonight I'm drowning. Are we still friends? Like, will you still forgive me? Because I'm going to make contact soon. There's intent here for you, pile 3. I didn't feel that intent in the same way as pile 1 and 2, but there's intention here. I keep dreaming of the past. And back of the deck says, I try not to miss you, but I wish that I was better at it. A forlorn energy today. They're just in a funk. Let's get a charm bowl, please. What is the last thought that Palwood's person had about them today? The very last thing that crossed their mind that they wish they could share. We have the Ten of Swords reversed. We have the Three of Wands and the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is deep sadness. We have seen that sadness all throughout your reading, pile 3. The disappointment in themselves, particularly in things that they may have said and done during arguments or conflicts, but also in actions they didn't take. And they've experienced like the ramifications of that frustrating delay now, because they are looking for that forgiveness so that they hope they can move on. Ultimately, in the best case scenario, they could have another shot at it, you know, but in the worst case scenario, it's like at least I could gain some forgiveness and some new perspective and move forward, because it's exhausting to be on this beach with all of these truths kind of impaling us there. It's a good news though to see that Ten of Swords in the reverse position, because we saw it earlier, and I think it was in the other deck, but we saw it earlier in the upright position, which means that this despair that they're feeling is going to lift for them. And they're going to see things from a little bit of a lighter perspective. We have live. It's reversed in the moment. We have give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world, Marilyn Monroe. We also have a bicycle, and I think about decisions that we made in our youth or when we were younger. We have the owl, the small owl. I think of the Queen of Swords, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The Four of Wands and the triangle. I think about mountains to climb or challenges. I also think of third party at times, so take that as it resonates to your situation. And the Four of Wands is all about opportunity and moving into a cycle of celebration, success. This could have been actions that they did not take. We have the turtle on his back, so they didn't act quickly enough. And they may actually be stagnated at this time because of other responsibilities. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I would love to hear your story in the comment section below, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and hit your notification bell, your like button. It helps me to bring you guys more content. If you do drop me a comment below, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. And if you have recently dropped a comment, be sure to go back and check your notifications, because I'm waiting to hear back from my most recent winner. So I hope you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.